hungry guy. Jaime don't have the experience that David got. He probably got more fight, but I don't think he's experienced with the type of fighters that David has faced. But this is gonna be a good fight in itself if Jaime get past the first early rounds.
I know Jaime's gonna come to fight, and I feel like he's gonna lay it all on the line. But in the end, I feel like he might get caught. And he's new to the division, or pretty new, and that might be his downfall. I think he might get.
The huge fight between Canelo Alvarez and Jaime Munguia is a few hours away, and it's become a big topic for boxing professionals as they made their predictions ahead of the fight.
Easy? Yeah? You don't think it's gonna be a tough fight?
Huh?
You don't think it's gonna be a tough fight?
Nah.
Why not?
There's a clear favorite ahead of the bout, but some of these professionals are seeing it from an entirely different angle. The highly anticipated fight between Canelo Alvarez and Jaime Munguia is a few hours away, and as you expect, boxing professionals of all weights and divisions have come with their picks, analysis, and predictions. It's surely what you never want to miss.
Saul Canelo Alvarez.
Alvarez, who has 60 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws, with 39 knockout wins, all in 64 matches, will defend his undisputed super middleweight championship in the main event of a PBC on Prime Video pay-per-view card from T-Mobile Arena against the hard-charging Munguia, who has 43 wins in 43 fights, including 34 knockout victories. The Cinco de Mayo weekend clash represents the first time Alvarez will be fighting a fellow countryman since his 2017 beatdown of Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Center of the ring tomorrow night for the main event of the evening.
Although Alvarez remains a 5-1 betting favorite due to his advantages in experience and craft, the expectations remain high that a competitive firefight is ahead of us, given that Munguia, the 27-year-old native of Tijuana who is trained by Hall of Famer Freddie Roach, fights in the classic, all-action Mexican style. The predictions of professionals aren't just worthwhile for their experiences and accuracy, but of course, what's boxing without controversy? While the predictions of some of these professionals depict some level of experience, others predict mainly based on a one-sided and biased opinion. In fact, many boxers won't make their predictions without some controversies in them. In this case, one of those fighters is David Benavidez, whose beef with Canelo Alvarez means he'd favor Jaime Munguia over Canelo Alvarez. Well, that's what happens when a fighter keeps chasing another for years without getting his desired bout. But looking past David Benavidez, each of the fighters has made huge predictions in favor of himself. Making his prediction, Jaime Munguia has promised his supporters a knockout win over Canelo Alvarez. And when it was Canelo Alvarez's time to predict, he also promised a knockout win, a kind of victory he had not gotten for some time now. And the lack of knockout wins in Canelo Alvarez's most recent fights has sparked a huge comparison between him and his opponent. Canelo and Jaime Munguia have a fighter in common, John Ryder. And while Jaime Munguia was able to stop Ryder in the 9th round with a knockout win, Canelo Alvarez saw his match against John Ryder get to the scorecards before he sealed his victory. As a result, many pro-Munguia supporters have used this as a metric to measure the abilities of both fighters ahead of the bout. But the real fans know boxing is such a tricky sport, and such metrics may not always be accurate. As a result, both fighters stand a chance, and while Canelo is the favorite, Munguia hasn't been intimidated either, promising a disrespectful knockout to the man who he has shown so much respect for all through the build-up to their fight. Of course, when it comes to making such predictions, you don't expect the former foes of the fighters involved to keep mute. In this case, it's Caleb Plant. It's been slightly more than a year since Caleb Plant has seen action inside the ring. While there are no inklings of him entering the ring anytime soon, he did tease a little bit about his comeback that fans and sports analysts alike have been clamoring for a while. His first loss, however, came at the hands of Canelo Alvarez in 2021 when he was dropped to the canvas twice in the 11th round. Having seen the might of these two fighters, he seemed like the right person to ask about their recent back and forth. Fight Hype, a boxing publication, nudged Sweet Hands to express his views on the upcoming May 4th fight between Canelo Alvarez and his Mexican counterpart Jaime Munguia. Convinced that the undisputed super middleweight champion would continue his reign, he envisioned a win for Canelo.
I know Jaime's going to come to fight, and, I feel like he's going to lay it all on the line. But in the end, I feel like he might get caught. And, he's new to the division, or pretty new, and, that might be his downfall. I think he might.
I know Jaime is going to come to fight, and I feel he's going to lay it on the line, but in the end, I feel like he might get caught. He's pretty new to the division, and that might be a downfall. He might get caught. I'm a fan of Jaime, and I think he's a great fighter, but I don't think he's well-rounded enough to not get caught for 12 rounds. As he did that, he had a few things to say about his former opponents, Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez. In his last stint in the ring against the Mexican Monster, in March 2023, Plant suffered his career's second loss via a unanimous decision. In the wake of the devastating loss, he sought a rematch, which has not materialized to date. He was then asked about the ongoing verbal barbs between the Jalisco-based fighter and David Benavidez. Benavidez has repeatedly called out Canelo for a fight. However, Canelo has never been keen on it. Lately, he demanded a steep $150 to $200 million to get that fight rolling, which in all reality seemed unfeasible. Las Vegas-based Plant commented on this front, I don't think much of it. That's for them to figure out.
That might be his downfall. I think he might get clipped. But, I'm a fan of Jaime. I think he's a great fighter. But, I don't think he's well-rounded enough to not get caught for
However, he used the opportunity to outline his yearning to fight bigger fights with top opponents in the coming days. He remarked, I'm only interested in big fights ahead of me. Ryan Garcia also disclosed his pick ahead of the fight.
What's up, everybody? I came on here to address this bull claim that I cheated.
Lies.
Everybody knows that I don't cheat. What can I say,
Ryan Garcia, to the knowledge of all, has been caught up in a web of chaos and controversies over his alleged use of performance-enhancing medications before and after his fight against Devin Haney, a match that saw him put Devin Haney's back on the canvas thrice before sealing his dominant performance with a win via majority decision. While Ryan Garcia's prediction evidently would obviously be in favor of Canelo Alvarez, his former training mate, he remains signed under Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions. In the past, Ryan Garcia has also had issues with De La Hoya. However, things have been relatively peaceful between the both of them. Amid his beef with Canelo, De La Hoya dropped a bizarre music video to Ryan Garcia's Blessed song featuring his girlfriend Holly Saunders. And rather than support his fellow signee, Jaime Munguia, Ryan Garcia has queued in support of Canelo Alvarez, who's been the general favorite.
Real, huh, baby? Real, baby. What do you get?
In one of his many tweets, he wished his friend good luck and picked him for a win against his other Mexican. Talking about the prediction, he said, I wish Canelo good luck. He's gonna win. He's a champ for life. It'll be an easy knockout win for him. Many would claim Ryan Garcia is paying Canelo Alvarez back for the faith he had shown in him before his fight against Devin Haney. Canelo Alvarez raised concerns regarding his health and hoped he gets help from those around him ahead of the biggest fight of his career. I think how my mind is going says help Ryan because he's a good kid, he's a good person. I need to help him and the people around him need to help him, Canelo Alvarez expressed.
You don't have to work, so you could retire today if you wanted to.
I love boxing. I love boxing and I love being fighting, so that's why I'm here.
Does Ryan beat Devin, in your opinion, Canelo, if he's okay, like mentally?
If he's 100%.
So, I feel a little sad for him because he needs to have good people around him to say, hey Ryan, let's go, take it easy, slow down and then we see. He then culminated his prediction in making his final pick, however, with a condition that Ryan Garcia is perfectly fine. Ryan, yes. If he's 100%, yes, Canelo Alvarez said. Tim Tszyu, who's coming off a sad loss for the very first time in his career against Sebastian Fundora, also predicted in Canelo's favor. He zeroed Jaime Munguia's chances of a win and claimed Canelo was too much for Munguia to stand a chance. He said Canelo wins easily. Tim was then asked why he was so quick to make his pick, not giving it any thought. He said, the fact that Canelo's too big, too strong, too smart, too experienced.
Easy? Yeah? You don't think it's gonna be a tough fight?
Huh?
You don't think it's gonna be a tough fight?
Nah.
Why not?
Tim Tszyu was also asked in what he feels Jaime Munguia could do to truly stand a chance, and he did not mince his words again, claiming there was really no chance for Jaime Munguia. I don't think he's got much chance at all.
A hungry guy. Jaime to me don't have the experience that David got. He probably got more fight, but I don't think he's experienced with the type of fighters that David has faced. But this is gonna be a good fight in itself if Jaime get past the first early round.
Roy Jones Jr. is expecting a good fight when Canelo Alvarez and Jaime Munguia compete for super middleweight honors this weekend. He admitted that while Canelo is looking to make another successful defense of his world titles at 168 pounds, awaiting him is a hungry, unbeaten fighter. Despite being the older man in the bout, Canelo is getting better, according to Jones Jr. He's still getting better as he goes, said Jones Jr. on Canelo when speaking to Boxing Scene. If Munguia can survive the early rounds without taking too much damage, I think it can turn into a barn burner late. This is going to be a good fight if Jamie gets past the early rounds.
Jaime to me don't have the experience that David got. He probably got more fight, but I don't think he's experienced with the type of fighters that David has faced. But this is gonna be a good fight in itself if Jaime get past the first early.
He went ahead to reveal why he felt Jaime Munguia stood a little chance. Roy Jones Jr. responded, Jamie doesn't have the experience with me. I think he's got more fights, but he doesn't have the experience. And to support his claims, when you go through the list of the 43 fighters that have made up Jaime Munguia's record, they aren't really the top guns when compared to Canelo Alvarez, who has fought the very best and has only fallen short twice against Floyd Mayweather and Dimitri Bivol.
Right. So we'll see what happens, but yeah, he's doing the right thing, he's doing a smart thing, because people want to see him with Benavidez so bad. And what he basically saying is that I've done so much. Y'all want to see me end up with him?
He didn't only predict a win for Canelo Alvarez, but a brutal knockout win. Leonard Ellerby, speaking on behalf of Mayweather Promotions, said in an interview with Sean Zettel, he'll be able to sit in the pocket. He won't get hit with nothing. His defense is going to look like Floyd Mayweather. Pernell Whitaker. His offense is going to look like Floyd Mayweather, Ray Leonard, etc. The interviewer then probed Leonard Ellerby, telling him about how Jaime Munguia has boasted of his abilities in the ring and a possible knockout for Canelo Alvarez to clinch the undisputed world middleweight champion.
He'll be able to sit in the pocket. He'll be able to sit in the pocket, won't get hit with nothing. His defense is going to look like Floyd Mayweather / Pernell Whitaker. His offense is going to look like...
In response, Leonard Ellerby said, I mean, he's supposed to say that, and I understand that he has a tremendous amount of confidence, and justifiably so. He has a Hall of Fame trainer working with him, but I promise you, Canelo will break his spirit. Canelo's gonna break his will. That stuff sounds good until you start getting touched, when Canelo starts touching into the body and taking the air out of him and being able to hit him with clean shots. Because one thing we can't get lost in this thing is that as far as defense is concerned, this kid is not the second coming of Floyd Mayweather.
We can't get lost in this thing, is that as far as defense is concerned, this kid is not the second coming of Floyd Mayweather. He can be touched at any time, and that's, again.
He also added, he can be touched at any time, and that's right up Canelo's wheelhouse. It's no disrespect, I'm just calling it as I see it. Canelo's a tremendous fighter with an exceptional IQ, and this guy again, he's definitely improved in his last few fights, but there's level to this game, definitely levels. He has fought nowhere near the level. Talk about common opponents. That doesn't mean nothing, because people never know what a fighter's going through at that particular time when they're fighting that fighter, and then oftentimes that when they fight these guys, what's the motivation other than obviously a big cat?
His defense is going to look like Floyd Mayweather / Pernell Whitaker. His offense is going to look like Floyd Mayweather, Ray Leonard, etc., etc. Able to hit him.
But everything is on the line for this fight. This is for all the marvels in Mexico. This is for everything. There's no way that Canelo loses to Munguia. This guy is tailor-made for Canelo, and it's going to be fun. Again, he's a Golden Boy fighter, so it's going to be fun seeing him laying on his back. That part's going to be fun. It's no news that Floyd Mayweather has been held hostage in Dubai. As a result, Leonard Ellerby's claims are as good as the claims of Floyd Mayweather. Floyd has always spoken highly of Canelo Alvarez, once rating him alongside Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis as the top 3 in boxing.
No, real quick, Sam, actually, I just wanted to say I saw Gervonta Davis was in here for a minute. I don't know if he's still in here. I know he...
Also, Conor McGregor made his prediction ahead of the fight. And his prediction has come after he made a viral social media post on the happenings at the press conference between Canelo Alvarez and Jaime Munguia.
No, man, he's just a troubled man. You just see it in his face and all. He's just a fucked up man. He's a...
Conor McGregor, known for his fighting exploits and for being the final victim of Floyd Mayweather, giving him a 50-0 career, claimed Canelo would have an easy win over Munguia. On social media, he commented, "Canelo wins easily, knockout or not." In essence, he isn't really sure of how the match will play out, but he's sure that at the end of it all, it'll be a win for Canelo Alvarez. Also, the notorious Conor McGregor had a suggestion for how Oscar De La Hoya and Canelo Alvarez could settle their differences. And of course, it involves the 51-year-old former champion stepping back in the ring, albeit under a different set of rules.
Fuck Oscar.
Are you surprised how critical he was of your matchup?
I don't give a fuck. I couldn't give a ball. Again, with that bitterness and that jealous old shit. So.
I'd love these two to go at it in the bare-knuckle fighting championship. Take off the gloves and fight, fools! Both Alvarez and Munguia have been nothing but cordial and respectful of one another at every turn. The relationship between Alvarez and his ex-promoter, Oscar De La Hoya of Golden Boy, who is the co-promoter of Munguia, couldn't be any different, however. The fight itself might be between Canelo Alvarez and Jaime Munguia, but that contest took a notable backstep at the pre-fight press conference as tensions almost spilled over when Oscar De La Hoya decided to trade insults with the boxing superstar. It's the first time Canelo and De La Hoya have worked together on the same promotion since their bitter split back in 2020. And it didn't take long before yet another war of words erupted on stage at the press conference. But that doesn't change the fact that Golden Boy built Canelo Alvarez, period. The company you fought under for decades has always had one name, and it's mine, so put some freaking respect on it. De La Hoya raised tensions up a notch further by bringing up Alvarez's positive test for a banned substance before his 2018 rematch with Triple G, before the Mexican superstar started to approach his old promoter, only for security to pull him away.
Son los que están detrás de ti. Tú eres un pendejo nomás con la imagen, idiota.
Sí. Cabrón. Siéntate, güey.
De La Hoya, who accused Alvarez of attempting to get him banned from promotional events, severely altered the Fight Week narrative at Wednesday's press conference by unleashing a pre-written rant aimed at his former fighter. Things got so heated on the dais that the normally mild-mannered Alvarez needed to be held back by security from attacking De La Hoya after the two aired out the dirty laundry between them. Asked about the ongoing drama between his promoter and opponent on Thursday, all Munguia could do was laugh. Not my problem, Munguia told CBS Sports. I am chill and just very calm right now. Whatever happened between them, it's not my issue at all. I was laughing. Alvarez, however, retained a much more serious demeanor when asked whether De La Hoya's premeditated attempt at mental warfare has become a distraction at all. I do respect every person out there, but I always say that for every action, there is a reaction. I'm a fighter and things happen, Alvarez told CBS Sports. From Oscar, you can expect anything like that. He just throws shit out of his mouth. He doesn't know anything about promoting the fighter or caring about their fighter. Golden Boy always leaves their fighters when they need him on the biggest stage. He leaves his fighters and he doesn't care about them. The attention is supposed to be for Munguia, but De La Hoya doesn't care. He just wants attention, but nothing surprises me about him.
Super middleweight champion of the world, Saul Canelo Alvarez.
Although Munguia was always seen as a potential long-term Alvarez opponent, ever since he first arrived on the global scene in 2019 by knocking out Saddam Ali to claim a 154-pound title at just 21. It took until the last 12 months for him to truly earn the coveted opportunity. Last June, Munguia survived a war with former title challenger Sergey Derevyanchenko to win a close decision despite being hurt multiple times. But after Munguia's longtime trainer, Eric Morales, chose to leave his corner to chase his political aspirations in Tijuana, Munguia moved his camp to Los Angeles under the tutelage of Roach, and the immediate impact was felt in their first collaboration. Munguia steamrolled through tough contender John Ryder in January by dropping him 4 times en route to a 9th-round technical knockout. Considering it was the same Ryder who had gone 12 hard rounds with Alvarez 6 months earlier, the result was seen as a culmination of Munguia's maturity and evolution. That's the reason why Alvarez was willing to break his former stance of no longer wanting to fight against fellow Mexicans, even though the public's appetite seemed much more into the idea of him fighting 2-time champion David Benavidez. It's going to be a good fight for sure. With Munguia's style, it's going to be great. I don't know how many rounds though, Alvarez said. I have more experience, I am stronger, I have more talent, a lot of things. I respect Jaime and I feel proud about what we are doing for the Mexican community. I feel proud about it, but we don't come here to play. I come here to do my job, which is winning. I think he's a good fighter. He throws a lot of punches and is strong. They have hit him before and he handled it well, but Canelo is different and he's going to experience something different on Saturday night. I feel better than ever.
Face to face until they meet in the center of the ring tomorrow night for the main event of the evening.
After Alvarez, 33, made history by capturing all 4 168-pound titles in an 11-month span in 2021, he experienced an uncharacteristic dip in his next 3 bouts. Alvarez, whose training was constantly disrupted by a lingering hand issue, looked somewhat human in losing to light heavyweight champion Dmitry Bivol in 2022 before ho-hum decision wins over Gennady Golovkin in their trilogy, and Ryder. To Alvarez's credit, just as whispers started to surface that the wear and tear of a 19-year pro career was catching up to him, did look resurgent last September when he dominated a reluctant Jermell Charlo over 12 rounds to re-establish himself as a pound-for-pound threat.
Center of the ring tomorrow night for the main event of the evening.
Munguia knows he will need to be at his very best to upset his legendary opponent, but has shown no shortage of confidence that he's the right man for the job.
No, la verdad pues proviene de toda mi preparación, de toda la gente, de todo mi equipo, de mi familia, de toda la gente que vino a apoyarme, de todo México.
Alvarez is a very experienced, a very complete fighter, Munguia said. I can't be distracted for even a second inside the ring. I have to be on my edge and sharp, but in the end, I know that I have to win, and I know that I can win. As long as I am smart and sharp there, everything is going to be fine. I have plenty of aces up my sleeve. There are many things I can do inside the ring that you haven't seen yet, and I'm going to employ them on Saturday, and not even Canelo is aware of them yet. And that's all for now as we prepare for the bout in a few hours. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Until next time, peace out.